The Enchanted Workshop. In the heart of a quaint town shrouded in mist and folklore, there stood an unassuming workshop where Elias Hart, a toymaker of unparalleled skill, crafted his wares. The Enchanted Workshop, as locals whispered, was where dreams and nightmares intertwined. Elias, a solitary figure with gnarled hands that seemed to possess an ancient wisdom, began his latest creation, a series of lifelike dolls. As the first doll took shape, Elias infused it with meticulous craftsmanship and an uncanny resemblance to the townspeople. The workshop, dimly lit and filled with the scent of aged wood, became a sanctuary for his artistic endeavors. Each doll, with glassy eyes that seemed to hold secrets, held a mirror to the soul of its human counterpart. As Elias completed the initial batch, the dolls seemed to radiate a peculiar energy, as if they had absorbed a fragment of the toymaker's own essence. Elias, lost in his craft, couldn't shake the feeling that something supernatural lingered in the air, an enchantment that transcended the boundaries between the mundane and the mystical. The first dolls were carefully distributed throughout the town, finding their way into homes and shops. The townspeople, unsuspecting recipients, marveled at the lifelike creations that seemed to capture not just their appearance, but also an essence that felt intimately familiar. Yet, beneath the surface of admiration, a subtle unease began to spread like a spectral mist. Little did the townspeople know that with the arrival of these dolls, a sinister undercurrent had been set into motion. The workshop's enchantment had woven a subtle curse into the very fabric of the lifelike creations, and the town was about to be drawn into a macabre dance where the dolls would become harbingers of both tragedy and terror. As the first night fell and the dolls found their places in the quiet corners of homes, a whisper of foreboding echoed through the enchanted workshop. Elias, oblivious to the impending darkness, continued his craft, unwittingly becoming the puppet master in a chilling tale where the line between creation and curse blurred into an enigmatic dance of the supernatural. Dolls among us. As the moon hung low in the velvety sky, casting an ethereal glow over the town, the dolls found their places among the unsuspecting residents. Their glassy eyes, seemingly innocent, bore witness to the intimate secrets of the households they infiltrated. Unbeknownst to the townspeople, the enchanted dolls were conduits for a malevolent force that thrived on the shadows of human existence. The first signs of the curse manifested subtly. Families noticed peculiar occurrences, objects out of place, inexplicable sounds in the dead of night, and unsettling dreams that mirrored the events of the day. Whispers began circulating through the town, a silent undercurrent of unease that tightened its grip with each passing moment. In the home of the Johnsons, their doll, a miniature replica of their daughter Emily, seemed to move of its own accord. It migrated from room to room, appearing in places where they swore they hadn't left it. Emily, the real one, started experiencing vivid nightmares, her dreams merging with the doll's silent observations. At the local grocery store, Mrs. Anderson, the proprietor, noticed her doll displayed on the counter seemed to change expressions. Its porcelain face shifted from a gentle smile to a malevolent sneer when no one was looking. Strange occurrences in the store escalated as items inexplicably rearranged themselves, causing a growing sense of dread. As the night wore on, the dolls continued their silent invasion. The town became a canvas for the supernatural force, each doll a brushstroke in a nightmarish portrait. Relationships strained under the weight of unseen malevolence, and the once cohesive community now teetered on the edge of paranoia. Elias Hart, the unwitting puppeteer, continued his work in the enchanted workshop, oblivious to the growing turmoil. The workshop, now charged with an otherworldly energy, pulsated with an eerie glow as Elias fashioned more dolls, each one a harbinger of the unfolding nightmare. The townspeople, entangled in a web of supernatural occurrences, found solace in the belief that their fears were mere coincidence. Little did they realize that the dolls among them were orchestrating a symphony of horror, and the true nature of the curse was only beginning to reveal itself. In the heart of the night, as the town slept under a blanket of unease, the dolls watched and waited, their porcelain faces concealing the malevolent glee of the supernatural force that had awakened among them. The mirror effect. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows that seemed to dance with the dolls, the townspeople were no longer mere spectators in their own lives. The eerie occurrences multiplied, a distorted reflection of their daily routines now mirrored by the dolls that had become silent witnesses to the macabre theater of the supernatural. The doll in Emily's likeness continued its enigmatic journeys through the Johnson household. Emily, plagued by night terrors, found her waking hours equally disconcerting. The events of her dreams seamlessly blended with the waking reality, leaving her questioning whether she was truly alone, even when the sunlight flooded her room. At the grocery store, Mrs. Anderson's doll became an unsettling companion behind the counter. Its malevolent sneer seemed to intensify as the store experienced escalating disturbances. Shelves of products rearranged themselves in a chaotic dance, and whispers echoed through the aisles when no one was present. The once bustling store now stood as a haunting testament to the unrelenting grip of the supernatural force. Other dolls, too, exhibited their peculiarities. In the town square, the doll resembling the mayor was discovered in positions that mimicked his daily activities, as if mocking his authority. Rumors spread like wildfire, and an undercurrent of fear seeped into the fabric of the community. Elias Hart, engrossed in his craft, remained oblivious to the chaos his creations had unleashed. The enchanted workshop, now pulsating with an otherworldly energy, seemed to respond to the events transpiring in the town. The dolls he crafted took on a life of their own, their porcelain faces etched with expressions that mirrored the town's growing dread. As night fell once again, the dolls orchestrated a silent, synchronized dance. In every corner of the town, they moved in tandem with their human counterparts, blurring the line between the living and the inanimate. Shadows deepened, and the once charming streets now harbored a malevolent presence that watched and waited with an insatiable hunger for the unfolding horror. The mirror effect intensified, and the town found itself ensnared in a sinister pantomime where reality and nightmare converged. With every passing hour, the doll's influence seeped deeper into the fabric of the town, setting the stage for a malevolent performance that would leave an indelible mark on the collective psyche of its tormented residents. Unveiling the Curse. In the heart of the enchanted workshop, Elias Hart, the unwitting puppeteer of the unfolding nightmare, sensed an unsettling shift in the air. The dolls, once his pride and joy, now seemed to pulse with an ominous energy that mirrored the chaos spreading through the town. Driven by an unshakable intuition, Elias delved into old town archives and obscure manuscripts, seeking the origins of the curse that had woven its tendrils into his creations. His research led him to a tattered diary, an artifact from a bygone era that chronicled the tragic tale of a vengeful spirit, scorned and betrayed in life. The diary revealed a once beloved resident of the town, Isabella Morgan, whose life had taken a dark turn after a series of betrayals. Isabella's spirit, consumed by rage and anguish, had become tethered to the town through a cursed object, a porcelain doll crafted by Elias's long-forgotten ancestor. As Elias read the words etched in the fragile pages, he realized the malevolent force behind the dolls was none other than Isabella herself, seeking retribution for the injustices that had befallen her in life. The Dollmaker's lineage, it seemed, was intricately woven into the curse that now plagued the town. Haunted by the revelation, Elias confronted the spirit in a desperate attempt to understand the extent of her wrath. In a dimly lit room within the workshop, he performed a ritual to commune with the vengeful Isabella, opening a conduit between the living and the supernatural. Isabella's apparition materialized, her spectral form bearing the scars of a tormented existence. Through a hollow gaze, she recounted the tale of betrayal, deceit, and heartbreak that had bound her to the town. Elias, now burdened with the knowledge of his ancestors' transgressions, faced a moral dilemma, a choice that could either break the curse or condemn the town to an eternity of suffering. The night wore on, and Elias grappled with the decision that lay before him. The dolls, scattered throughout the town like silent sentinels, awaited the outcome of the toymaker's confrontation with the vengeful spirit. The enchanted workshop, now a crucible of the supernatural, pulsed with an ethereal energy that hinted at a climactic resolution, a resolution that would determine the fate of the cursed town and its tormented residents. Confronting the supernatural, the enchanted workshop seemed to hold its breath as Elias, burdened with the weight of ancestral sins, stood on the precipice of a supernatural reckoning. The ritual to commune with Isabella had opened a conduit between the living and the dead, and Elias found himself teetering on the edge of a spectral realm that defied the laws of the mundane. Isabella's ethereal form lingered in the dimly lit room, a visage of pain and vengeance. Her voice, a haunting melody, echoed through the workshop as she recounted the tale of her betrayal, a tale that had bound her spirit to the porcelain doll that now served as a conduit for her wrath. As Elias listened, the workshop seemed to respond, its very essence pulsating with an otherworldly energy. The dolls that lined the shelves, each a vessel for Isabella's malevolence, resonated with a sinister harmony that sent shivers down Elias's spine. The realization dawned that breaking the curse required more than a simple confrontation. It demanded a profound sacrifice. Isabella, locked in a perpetual state of torment, revealed the intricacies of the curse. The dolls were not mere inanimate objects. They were extensions of her spectral presence, conduits through which she could exact her vengeance upon the town that had wronged her. Driven by a desperate resolve, Elias proposed a pact, a sacrificial ritual that would sever the connection between Isabella and the cursed dolls. The price, however, was steep. To break the curse, Elias would have to surrender a fragment of his own soul, binding himself to the supernatural realm and becoming a guardian of the delicate balance between the living and the dead. As the ritual unfolded, the workshop became a nexus of ethereal energies. Shadows danced across the walls, and the doll's glassy eyes gleamed with a spectral intensity. Elias, guided by a sense of duty and a desire to atone for his ancestors' sins, offered a piece of his soul to the vengeful spirit. The pact resonated through the enchanted workshop, echoing in the silent chambers of the supernatural. Isabella's tortured visage softened for a fleeting moment, and a spectral wind swept through the room. The dolls, once animated by the force of her malevolence, slumped into a lifeless state. As Elias emerged from the ritual marked by the sacrifice he had made, a heavy silence settled over the enchanted workshop. The town, unaware of the supernatural ballet that had transpired, seemed to hold its breath, caught between the realms of the living and the spectral. The dolls, now bereft of Isabella's malevolence, stood as silent witnesses to the toymaker's sacrifice. Elias, burdened with the weight of both ancestral sins and newfound responsibility, understood that the fragile peace that had descended upon the town was a tenuous one. The enchanted workshop, once pulsating with supernatural energies, now stood as a silent monument to the delicate balance forged between the living and the dead, a balance that teetered on the edge of the unknown. A fractured town. In the aftermath of the supernatural pact, the town of shadows and secrets felt an eerie calm settle over its winding streets. Elias, marked by the sacrifice of his own soul, wandered through the enchanted workshop, now a haunted sanctuary where the dolls stood frozen in their lifelike poses. The once cohesive community bore the scars of the curse that had woven its tendrils into the fabric of daily life. Relationships strained under the weight of the supernatural, and the air hung heavy with the residue of ancestral sins. The townspeople, oblivious to the toymaker's sacrifice, continued their lives, but a palpable tension lingered in every whispered conversation and stolen glance. In the Johnson household, Emily's dreams shifted from nightmarish to eerily serene. The doll that had mirrored her every step now lay dormant, its glassy eyes devoid of the malevolent spark that had haunted her waking hours. The town square, once a bustling center of community life, stood as a somber arena where the mayor's doll gazed emptily into the distance. Mrs. Anderson's grocery store, once a beacon of commerce, now held an air of desolation. Shelves, once disturbed by unseen hands, remained still, and the doll that had borne witness to the chaos in the aisles stood silent behind the counter. Yet despite the apparent calm, the town remained a fractured tapestry, its threads woven with the remnants of the curse. Elias, burdened by the knowledge of the supernatural realm that now coexisted with the mundane, felt the weight of his sacrifice with each step he took through the deserted streets. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows that seemed to stretch beyond the physical realm, Elias found himself drawn to the town square. The dolls, now motionless but still haunting in their frozen perfection, stood as a silent reminder of the pact that had altered the course of fate. Unbeknownst to the townspeople, the delicate balance between the living and the spectral was a fragile one. The enchanted workshop, though seemingly tranquil, held the echoes of the supernatural pact, and Elias, now bound to the unseen forces, grappled with the consequences of his sacrifice. The night descended like a shroud, and the dolls cast long, ghostly shadows on the cobblestone streets. In the heart of the fractured town, where reality and the unknown converged, Elias Hart walked alone, a toymaker burdened by the sins of the past and the haunting uncertainties of the present. The enchanted workshop, now a silent sentinel between worlds, awaited the next chapter in the macabre tale that unfolded in the shadows of the haunted town, seeking redemption. The enchanted workshop, once a haven for the creation of lifelike dolls, now echoed with a haunting stillness. Elias Hart, the toymaker who had sacrificed a fragment of his soul to break the curse, felt the weight of his actions settle upon his shoulders like a heavy shroud. The fractured town, caught in the delicate dance between the living and the spectral, awaited redemption. Haunted by the knowledge of the supernatural pact, Elias embarked on a perilous journey to seek redemption for the sins that had haunted his lineage. The town, unaware of the unseen forces that lurked in the shadows, continued its existence with a hesitant sense of normalcy. Elias delved into forbidden texts and ancient manuscripts, seeking knowledge that would guide him on his quest. The enchanted workshop, now dimly lit by flickering candles, became a sanctuary for his research, a place where the boundaries between the mundane and the supernatural blurred. As Elias deciphered the cryptic texts, he uncovered a series of rituals and artifacts that held the key to his redemption. The path to salvation was fraught with danger, and the toymaker's journey led him to the outskirts of town, where an ancient graveyard held the remnants of forgotten souls. Guided by the ethereal whispers of the restless spirits, Elias performed the rituals with a sense of urgency. Each incantation, each carefully placed artifact brought him closer to the redemption he sought. The town, unaware of the Toymaker's quest, continued its existence in the fragile calm that followed the breaking of the curse. Yet, as Elias delved deeper into the supernatural, he encountered obstacles that tested his resolve. Malevolent spirits drawn to the Toymaker's connection to the spectral realm sought to thwart his quest for redemption. Shadows danced along the graveyard's crumbling tombstones, and unseen forces tugged at Elias's very soul. In the heart of the night, when the boundary between the living and the dead wavered, Elias faced a pivotal moment of reckoning. The spirits of the graveyard, some grateful for the Toymaker's actions, others resentful of the disruption he had caused, watched as Elias confronted the malevolent forces that sought to drag him into the abyss. With a surge of determination, Elias completed the final ritual, a desperate plea for redemption that resonated through the graveyard. The town, ensnared in the fragile balance of the supernatural, held its breath as Elias stood on the precipice of salvation. As the ritual concluded, a spectral wind swept through the graveyard, carrying with it the whispers of the restless spirits. Elias, marked by the journey through the supernatural realm, felt a profound shift within himself. The Toymaker, burdened by ancestral sins, emerged from the graveyard with a sense of closure, a redemption that transcended the boundaries of the living and the dead. The enchanted workshop, now bathed in an otherworldly glow, seemed to acknowledge Elias's quest for redemption. The dolls that had once been vessels for malevolence stood as silent witnesses to the Toymaker's journey, a journey that had altered the course of the town's haunted history. As the first light of dawn painted the horizon, Elias returned to the town, marked by the ethereal glow of redemption. The fractured tapestry of the town, still caught in the delicate dance between worlds, awaited the Toymaker's next steps. The enchanted workshop, a silent sentinel between the living and the spectral, stood as a testament to the Toymaker's journey, a journey that had transcended the boundaries of horror and sought redemption in the face of supernatural adversity. The cursed showdown. The town, caught in the delicate balance between the living and the spectral, awaited the culmination of Elias' heart's journey. The enchanted workshop, now bathed in an otherworldly glow, seemed to pulse with anticipation as the Toymaker, marked by the ethereal journey, prepared for the final confrontation with the malevolent forces that lingered in the shadows. As night descended upon the town, Elias found himself drawn to the heart of the supernatural, a place where reality and nightmare converged. The enchanted workshop, once a haven for the creation of lifelike dolls, now stood as a battleground where the Toymaker would face the remnants of the curse that had haunted his lineage. The dolls, once conduits for Isabella's malevolence, remained silent and motionless. The spectral realm, now intertwined with the workshop's essence, crackled with an energy that hinted at the impending showdown. Shadows danced along the walls, and the air seemed to hum with an otherworldly tension. Elias, armed with the knowledge gained from his quest for redemption, confronted the remnants of Isabella's curse with a resolute determination. In the dimly lit workshop, he performed rituals to cleanse the lingering energies and bind the malevolent spirits that sought to linger in the town's shadows. As the Toymaker's incantations echoed through the enchanted workshop, a spectral wind swept through the room. The dolls, once frozen in lifelike poses, seemed to shudder as the remnants of Isabella's malevolence were expelled from their porcelain forms. The air crackled with a mixture of dread and liberation. Yet, in the midst of the ritual, Elias faced a formidable adversary, a lingering essence of Isabella's spirit that resisted the Toymaker's efforts to banish it. Shadows coalesced into a sinister silhouette, and the air grew thick with an oppressive force that sought to drag Elias into the depths of the supernatural. The town, unaware of the supernatural showdown unfolding in the enchanted workshop, felt a subtle disturbance in the air. The delicate balance between the living and the spectral teetered on the edge of uncertainty as Elias grappled with the last remnants of Isabella's malevolence. In a climactic moment, Elias confronted the spectral silhouette, his resolve unwavering. The enchanted workshop, now a crucible of supernatural forces, bore witness to a battle that transcended the boundaries of the living and the dead. The Toymaker, marked by redemption and armed with ancestral knowledge, faced the lingering essence of the vengeful spirit. As the final incantation echoed through the room, a blinding light enveloped the workshop. The dolls, once vessels for malevolence, now stood as silent witnesses to the Toymaker's triumph. The oppressive force that had lingered in the shadows dissipated, and the enchanted workshop returned to a haunting stillness. Elias, marked by the showdown with the supernatural, emerged from the workshop with a weary but triumphant spirit. The town, unaware of the ethereal battle that had unfolded, felt a subtle shift in the air, a newfound calm that whispered of redemption and the breaking of a curse that had haunted generations. As Elias walked through the quiet streets, the enchanted workshop stood as a silent sentinel, a testament to the Toymaker's courage and the fragile balance that had been restored. The town, caught in the delicate dance between worlds, awaited the dawn of a new era, a chapter in its haunted history marked by the Toymaker's journey from horror to redemption. Echoes of redemption. The town, once ensnared in the grip of a malevolent curse, awakened to a new dawn, an era marked by the echoes of redemption. The enchanted workshop, now bathed in a soft, ethereal glow, stood as a testament to Elias' heart's triumph over the supernatural forces that had haunted his lineage. As daylight filtered through the cobweb-laden windows of the workshop, Elias emerged, wearied but undeterred by the trials he had faced. The dolls, once vessels for malevolence, now held a silent serenity that mirrored the newfound peace settling over the town. Unbeknownst to the residents, the Toymaker's journey from horror to redemption had not only broken the curse, but had also woven a protective enchantment over the town. The delicate balance between the living and the spectral, once a source of fear, now became a harmonious dance, a coexistence that hinted at the resilience of the human spirit. Elias, now a guardian of the supernatural realm, continued his work in the enchanted workshop. The dolls, imbued with a subtle magic, became symbols of the town's triumph over the shadows. As the Toymaker crafted new creations, he wove the threads of redemption into their very essence, ensuring that the malevolence of the past would remain a distant echo. The townspeople, unaware of the Toymaker's connection to the supernatural, felt a subtle shift in the air. The once fractured community began to heal, relationships mending under the gentle influence of the protective enchantment. The enchanted workshop, once feared and avoided, now became a source of fascination, a place where the line between artistry and the supernatural blurred. As night fell, Elias stood in the town square, gazing at the moonlit sky. The echoes of redemption reverberated through the cobblestone streets, and the enchanted workshop pulsed with a quiet energy that spoke of a newfound harmony. Shadows, once harbingers of fear, now danced in a rhythmic ballet that celebrated the triumph of light over darkness. The dolls, arranged in lifelike poses, seemed to emanate a subtle warmth that mirrored the Toymaker's connection to the supernatural. The town, caught in the delicate dance between worlds, embraced the echoes of redemption, a melody that resonated through its haunted history. As Elias Hart continued his work in the enchanted workshop, crafting dolls that held the essence of redemption, the town prepared to face the future with newfound resilience. The Toymaker's journey, from horror to redemption, had not only broken the curse but had also woven a tapestry of strength and courage, a legacy that would echo through the generations, reminding the townspeople that even in the face of malevolence, the human spirit could triumph and find redemption in the most unexpected places. The Enchanted Legacy. As seasons changed and years unfolded, the town basked in the serenity that had settled over its once haunted streets. The Enchanted Workshop, now a revered institution, stood as a living testament to the Toymaker's journey and the echoes of redemption that had reshaped the town's destiny. Elias Hart, now a guardian of the supernatural realm, continued his craft with a newfound sense of purpose. The dolls, each a masterpiece imbued with the Toymaker's protective enchantment, adorned homes as symbols of the town's triumph over the malevolence that had haunted generations. The townspeople, now aware of the Enchanted Workshop's unique legacy, celebrated their shared history with a renewed sense of community. The once fractured relationships had blossomed into bonds of resilience, and the protective enchantment ensured that the delicate balance between the living and the spectral remained a harmonious dance. As Elias walked through the cobblestone streets, he witnessed the town's transformation, a metamorphosis that transcended the boundaries of horror and redemption. The Enchanted Workshop, once feared and shrouded in mystery, became a gathering place for residents and visitors alike, drawn by the allure of its supernatural legacy. In the town square, an annual festival emerged, a celebration of the Enchanted Legacy. The air hummed with laughter and joy as residents and visitors marveled at the lifelike dolls, each telling a silent story of triumph over darkness. Elias, now a revered figure, shared the tales of his journey from horror to redemption, inspiring the next generation to face the unknown with courage. Yet, beneath the surface of the town's newfound tranquility, echoes of the supernatural persisted. The Enchanted Workshop, though a beacon of protection, held the memories of the curses that had shaped its history. Elias, ever vigilant, continued to craft dolls that served as both guardians and storytellers, symbols of the enchanted legacy that had forever altered the town's destiny. As night fell on the annual festival, Elias stood in the town square, surrounded by the glowing faces of residents and the silent companionship of the dolls. The moon cast a soft glow on the cobblestone streets, and the Enchanted Workshop pulsed with a quiet energy, a reminder that even in moments of serenity, the echoes of redemption could be felt. The Enchanted Legacy lived on, weaving its threads into the fabric of the town's identity. The protective enchantment, forged through the Toymaker's sacrifice and determination, stood as a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. In the heart of the town that had faced horror and found redemption, the Enchanted Workshop stood as a living legacy, a guardian of the delicate dance between the living and the spectral, an enduring symbol that whispered of triumph over malevolence, and a reminder that even in the darkest corners, the echoes of redemption could resonate through time. And this is the end. I hope you like the story, and let's meet in another story. Do not forget to put a like for the video and subscribe to the channel to receive other stories that I'm sure you will like. See you soon.